Now, from one point guard to another, I mentioned him already, Trae Young. Drew, should the Hawks move on from Trae Young? This conversation has popped up, especially with the Trae Young being out and the recent success of DeJounte Murray kind of coming out of his shell a little bit more. Every time we see Trae Young be out for an extended amount of time, DeJounte Murray takes over the team, and all of a sudden they go on a little bit of a winning streak. And the record is a little bit better with DeJounte, with just DeJounte, than with Trae Young and him on the court at the same time. Atlanta Hawks have won 5 of the last 6 games, including 2 wins over the Boston Celtics. Obviously, how much does that matter to the Celtics? Probably not that much when Jaylen Brown is just laughing at the end of the game and trading jerseys with guys. So probably not that much. Just moving a half game back from the Chicago Bulls into the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. Again, doing all this with Trae Young being out. Now, they're getting healthy with Trae Young should be coming back relatively soon. Should they move on from Trae Young?
I think you have to look into it. I mean, the Hawks really aren't going anywhere. They're not ready to take the next step. They're a small market team, kind of like the Kings, and you kind of have to trade away big pieces to bring in other pieces. And like we already mentioned, the Kings traded away Tyrese Halliburton and brought in Domantas Sabonis, and it's breathed fresh life into them. There was questions on if De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese could coexist, and so they just eliminated it. Fact of the matter is the Pacers didn't want De'Aaron or his contract at the time, and trading for Domantas Sabonis has catapulted De'Aaron Fox into NBA All-Team recognition. The same can happen for the Atlanta Hawks. You can trade away Trae Young. You can bring back a different type of player that pairs up with Murray excellently. And, they don't have to move on from Trae, but, he was polarizing with the 3-point shooting and the 10 feet behind the line stuff when he came into the league. But realistically, we're looking for winning basketball players. And I'm not sure if that's what takes you to the next level. So I think they should look into it because you never know what you can bring back.
Yeah, I mean, so the conversation that some people have had is, can you get the same return that you traded for DeJounte Murray about trading him away? And the answer is probably not, right? You don't see that very often where you trade for a player, you trade a lot of assets and some draft capital, and then you get the same return back. It just does not happen. But you can with Trae Young. I think you absolutely can. A guy who's averaging 26.4 points per game, 10.8 assists, so a ton of assists, and 1.4 steals per game while shooting 37.1 from deep, which is his second career highest, which is something I wanted to see this year, especially at the beginning of the season. He shot 32%, 31%, somewhere around there last year. And it was kind of disappointing to see because that is not a mark that you want to see from a guy who's checking up a lot of threes. This isn't just a guy who's 1 to 2 a game. He's a volume 3-point shooter. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to see a 30, 31, percent out of this guy. 37 is the mark that you want to hit. 38 is his high. 37 is right below that. So he's having a great year, turning it around, shooting from deep, going to a place like the Spurs, maybe, right? The Hawks could get a return like Keldon Johnson, Devontae Graham, 3 first-round picks, a couple pick swaps. The Magic need a star, right? You have all these pieces around them. Maybe you trade a couple of those pieces away, Gary Harris, Jonathan Isaac, Cole Anthony, a couple of first-round picks, and now you have a star on the team along with the pieces that you already have in play with Paolo Banchero and what's his name? Oh, I always forget. They got a big man. There are a couple of big men over there as well. So they're a couple of talented young teams that are looking to get a star and that could afford maybe to trade away. The Spurs, maybe not so much, but the Magic, they're there. They're ready to play and they're ready to compete. Maybe trade away a couple of those role player guys, a couple of first round picks, a couple of pick swaps, and Franz Wagner. That's right. And you're looking at a completely different team. So I think that you could trade him away, get a lot of good assets back. And I think, again, teams like the Spurs, please, for the love of God, get Wemby some help. And the Magic could benefit from one star on the team.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I don't like the idea of Trae going to the Magic, so let's just leave him in Atlanta.
Why is that?
I don't know. That seems like a great move for Orlando. We don't need any of that. We're cool with that. I feel like Trae Young ends up a Laker.
Yeah, I feel like it's boring. I don't want that. And I know it's funny because you don't want Trae in Orlando, who plays in the East, so you don't really got to worry about him in the playoffs or nothing. We do, but I don't have to worry about the Lakers. And I'm like, ugh, no, I don't want that to happen. It's boring. I'd rather the Magic thing to happen. Yes, I know we'll have to compete against them, but it's cool. It's fun basketball. I think it's a unique position I'm in, and for a couple different sports, there's so much, I don't know, anger, uh, despisement in the NFL for teams. And I'm like, nope, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. That sounds stupid. I don't even want to watch that happen. That's dumb. But for like basketball and then now jumping into baseball, it's kind of excited watching some of these guys play, texting you being like, yo, Yamamoto is like nasty, bro. This is crazy. Like, I'm like, oh, cool. Like Mookie Betts is just going insane. He leads the MLB in what? Everything. Cool. So it's cool to watch some of the stuff. The NBA is another place where I dabble in that, but that might also because we're just dominant right now, and it's like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's cool they can get them. It's not going to make a difference to me that much. So that's where I'm sitting now.
I wouldn't hate to see LeBron get another one. I'm a
Yeah.
big time LeBron fan. It sucks that he's on the Lakers, so I can't root for him like I'd like to, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact that LeBron was anointed from the jump and he set out and succeeded everything that was ever predicted of him is just an amazing story with
Yeah.
literally zero off the court controversy. You can miss me with all the political BS. This is not a political podcast, so we're not going to get into that. But just the dude is the king, and I wouldn't mind seeing him get some actual help. I have this problem where I watch teams play my team and I get opinions of them. Like the 49ers dominated Aaron Donald a lot during his career. So I was always kind of like, about Aaron Donald. DeMontis Sabonis eats Anthony Davis for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single time. I've literally never seen Anthony Davis be dominant against the Kings. So I always just think he's soft. SAWFT. Soft. So getting somebody in there that could help LeBron like Trae Young or something like that is exciting to me, as opposed to, I know Anthony Davis is a baller. I've seen the stats. I get it. Don't come after me, Anthony Davis fans. He's awesome. But it's just one of those things. So, yeah, I mean, Atlanta should probably move on. I think